Hi, folks. John Tobis here. Want to talk to you about the Test Manager. Now, the Test Manager is where you access all of the tests that you've created locally on your machine. Now, take a moment here to explain that Codebusters does not store anything on a server. Everything is stored locally on your machine, and it's actually specific to your browser. So when you create a test, it's going to create something similar to a cookie on your machine that holds the information. It means no one on the internet, not even your students, have access to the test unless, of course, they have access to your physical machine. Even more so, as I mentioned, it's specific to the browser. So you get to the test manager by the main page, you click on test manager, and you can see in here in this browser, I've got about 8 or 9 tests that I've created. But if I go ahead and switch to Edge, Edge has got only 3 tests, and they have nothing to do with the tests run the other browser. So if you use multiple browsers on a regular basis, you need to pay attention to that because you might have saved the test on one, and then you go back to open the other browser and say, wait, where's my test? So we're going to go back here to using Chrome for this. And there's a couple of features that you have in the test management. First and foremost is the ability to save everything. So at the bottom of the test manager, there's a button that says export test. So if you click on it, it will save all of the tests to a local file called ciphertest.json. And now you could go and copy that file. That file is going to be in your downloads directory. So you can take this file, you can copy it to a flash drive, move it to another machine, and you can come in here and you can say import tests from a file. You select that file, and it will import them. Now, the nice thing about it is if you already have the tests imported, it won't duplicate it. It looks to see whether something's the same and won't create a second copy of it. So as you can see, I've got all my tests in here. Now, for any test, you have a number of things that you can do to it. You can go and edit the test, and that allows you to edit the individual questions. And you can see this is a simple test. It's got 5 questions on it. This was just a practice test that I've done. You go in, you can click each question to edit. At the top, there's a blue bar that shows you what test this question is used on. So if you click on it, it'll jump you right back to editing for the test. Or when you're editing the question, you've got this chevron. You can go to the next question, and walk through the test that way. Or, of course, any point in time, jump back to the test. Other features, you can export an individual test. So when you're editing a test, click Export Test, and it will save a file. In this case here, the name of the file will be based on the name of the test. You can import that into another machine or save it away for later. I tend to make copies of all my tests that I've generated. That way I can come back to it, load them in, and generate them, or even use it to figure out what questions I might have used on a previous test. Now, other things that you can do with the test manager is you can duplicate a test. So come in here, I've got a test. Let's suppose I got a sample test. I say duplicate. And now what you're going to see is every question is going to have dupe in front of it. That lets you know it's a duplicated question. It also does that so you don't end up using the same question on both tests. So now you come in here. I have another duplicate of a test. You'll notice that the title is up here that you can say, in this case here, it's sample test. I'll kind of call it another sample test. You don't have to save when you're working on the actual test because it will automatically save it immediately. As soon as you type it, it's saved. So come back in here in the test manager. You can see I've got all of my tests in here, including my another sample test. You can delete a test, and boom, that test is gone. Of course, if you want to have saved it before you delete it. And you have the ability for any of the tests to go in and print out the test packet. And there's another video that we have that shows about what you need in order to print a test for an event. So as you can see, this has got a good view of all of the tests you've created. You can delete things, you can duplicate them, you can import them, you can save them, but this will give you a view of everything you've created. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day.